The Street Corner Soapbox. The Street Corner Soapbox with Falso and Willin. Podcast takeover. We're making a killing. Music to nightlife. Debauchery and street news. Serving it hot. We are some street news, movies and mayhem. The craziest guests, words from chaos. Get it off our chest. Rhode Island, worldwide, dark corners in all places. Speak how we live, radio show, smoking aces. Ladies and gents, for the people we're talking. Take the show on the road, right where you're walking. Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Street Corner Soapbox Podcast coming to you live.
That's right, boys and girls. Street Corner Soapbox. We are live here with Audrey Mello at Haley Jeans Tattoo Studio in Bristol, Rhode Island. Here with my brother, Lord Willin.
Yo, very nice tattoo shop.
Thank you.
Very nice.
So, start from the beginning. How'd you get into it?
Okay, how did I get into it? I think that it was...
Well, did you draw actually when you were in school or something?
I did.
Like, you had to obviously have a knack for it.
So I drew alongside with my mother since I was 2. I know no one else can see this, but those 2 pictures on the wall, my mother did with one pencil.
Oh, wow.
And we used to have it in the house. Yes, my mother's amazing.
Very nice, very nice. So it definitely runs in your family.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I was considered the worst artist out of the family.
Really?
Yeah, my brothers used to make fun of me. My family's very integrated in the art scene and the culture of it and the history, especially the way my mother was brought up. She's from the Philippines, and I have a lot of cousins that are very artistic, but as far as me drawing, I think I never really took it seriously, but when I graduated high school, graphic designing was the only thing I could do in college that did not require a math prerequisite at that time, so I knew I was going to pass, and that's why I did that. I got into tattooing because I used to work in this plaza where Casa Margaritas is, to the left of us. It used to be called Archie's Seafood, so it's so good.
That's what we're
gonna have to go after.
Yeah, they do to-go margaritas now too.
It doesn't smell like fish next door.
No, they closed that down. They closed that down.
The worst.
It was so bad. When I renovated the shop,
it was like in the summer. It was hot, muggy.
Well, I didn't know they were there. I renovated the place, and then the sun starts coming out. I opened up in April 2015, and all of a sudden the smell starts coming over me.
It was
wholesale fish company. It was awful. So, but I mean, they're gone now. We got rid of that.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
no, back
I remember that.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal. There was a lot of air fresheners in here. Either way,
it smelled like fish and Febreze.
It was bad. So, I don't know. The cool thing about getting this shop was in Bristol, there's only one specific area for zoning, which is pretty much this road. And I can only open a shop in a general business area, which is this road. So, driving up and down the road, trying to find a spot, this spot was open. And the reason I got it was because it was pretty nostalgic to me when I was a kid. Deanie Ash had his tattoo studio right next door. And I used to walk from Archie's Seafood when I waitressed over there, right across the parking lot, and actually watch him tattoo.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's definitely good.
So it kind of came full circle.
It did.
And it was right here.
He was right next door.
Kidding.
Wow.
That's cool.
And, there was always motorcycles. This shop right now was Joe Daff's motorcycle shop. There was motorcycles everywhere. It was old school tattoo and just that scene. So in retrospect now, I look back on it and I'm like, wow, I was that annoying little pain in the ass that sat at the tattoo shop. Like, what are you doing? Can I see? And you know what's crazy is I would be annoyed with any kid that would keep coming in here and just sitting there and just trying to watch me.
You were that kid.
I was totally that kid. I was a jackass.
When you made your whole
and I was like, I just thought it was the coolest thing. And the thing about Dean was, I brought my friend Jenny, my best friend, in there, and she got a tattoo, and she wanted a baby elephant, and he looked at me, and he's like, kid, you can draw. Why don't you draw it up?
Really?
Yep. So I took a piece of paper and I was like, wow, all right. I drew up the baby elephant. He put it through the stencil maker. She got the tattoo of it, and I went home and I probably smiled for like 4 days.
Yeah, no.
You got any money for that?
Of course not. You know
An
what?
apprenticeship
It's
began.
crazy. It's crazy because anything with tattooing.
But it's cool because you drew it and it was your best friend.
But here's the crazy part. I think about that now. She still has it. He has a picture of it in his booth because he's here now, which
Yeah.
is crazy.
That's totally full circle.
It's
Yeah.
totally full
Absolutely.
circle.
Wow.
Yeah, no. I had to bring him in because he had retired. He wasn't tattooing for a while, but I saw him and I said jokingly, "Hey, one day if I open a tattoo studio, I'll license you." And we laughed, and it was weird because I actually opened the tattoo studio, not really planning it.
Yeah.
I never set out to do it. It's just the way things fell. And I said, "Hey, want to get licensed?" So he's here now, and he still holds number 2, licensed tattoo artist in Rhode Island. His brother is number 1. And it means a lot to me to have him here, and it means a lot that he's riding out these days on the white horse. We treat him like the princess he is. He's pretty awesome.
So he's like a pioneer of tattooing in Rhode Island.
Yeah, he was back there when they used to solder the needles together.
Oh, wow.
And when they tattooed upstairs at Artistic, because they were so busy, there were lines wrapped around Federal Hill, and they're just waiting to get in. So they were open 7 days a week, and they were back to back. But the girlfriends, the wives, what he told me was they would be downstairs soldering the needles together because back then you couldn't order them, you couldn't have them made. So it was definitely
That's
a hustle.
crazy.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
yeah.
Everyone.
So
too.
he's literally seen from the beginnings of the tattoo culture to
now.
Yeah.
To now. I mean, he would see me with my rotary machine and he'd look at it like, what is that? Looks like a pen. And there's all different types of rotary machines, but
They got wireless ones.
yeah.
It's crazy now.
It's amazing. And, I said, you got to try my machine and just use it. It's so efficient. And he's like, no, I don't think he wants to.
Quiet.
Yeah.
You don't see the sparks. From
Yeah.
The coils.
Yeah.
Magnets, whatever.
He didn't want to break it. So his birthday was coming up and it's kind of close to Christmas. So I went online and I said, you know what? We're going to do this. And I got him a rotary pen like I have with the power supply and the foot pedal. And we gave it to him. He unwrapped it. And I'm thinking, oh, he's going to be so excited about it. And it's all in packages and boxes. And he looks at me, he's like, kid, unwrap the rest of this for me. So, but he loves it. He uses it and he loves it. And it's quiet. He showed it to his brother because his brother sold Artistic. And
Who's older, him or his brother?
Rusty's older, I believe. And Rusty's been ill for a little while. So, he's
He's not working now, is he?
no, he's just...
Did you apprentice under those guys?
No, I didn't. What happened with Dean was the way I even started thinking about tattooing was when I was working at Archie's, and after he let me draw up the tattoo for my friend, he would say, hey, this is how I clean stuff, and he would start showing me things, but he always treated me really, really good, and he always had patience for me. So when I was going to school for graphic designing, I was like, that's really what I want to do. I saw him do it. I saw it, and I said, the way it made me feel just to draw that tattoo for my friend and her have it on her permanently, nothing was mainstream back then.
Right.
Everything was difficult, and
Underground.
nobody did it.
Yeah.
And I knew, like, who's going to give me a chance at something like this? But with me having my daughter at a young age, I had her when I was 20, I knew it was time consuming, and it took me quite a few years to get into it.
And you had said there wasn't a lot of females.
None that I knew of.
Yeah.
None that I knew of. There was Instagram wasn't even being used.
I don't even know if there wasn't even Instagram.
I don't even
or
think there was.
Maybe MySpace.
No, the tattoo artists that I knew did not have Instagram.
that
Might not even.
I mean, Instagram's really only been popular, I would say, for
Yeah.
the last maybe 5 years.
Yeah, no, people were still putting ads and paying for their promotional stuff. Like, it's definitely a different time right now. the way I got back in touch with Deanie was, and we're talking years later, I want to say maybe 10, 12 years later, his daughter had asked me for a tattoo while I was tattooing, and I said, I'm like, your dad tattoos. Yeah. And she said, well, he hasn't been tattooing for a little while, and I just went through a bad breakup, a divorce, I think, and she wanted a girl to do it, and it was very personal. So I said, listen, I know that you don't know this, but years ago, your dad used to let me sit in the shop. I said, and he was the kindest soul I've ever met. He's a rare soul. To this day, if you met him, he's amazing. People, they just don't exist like him. But I said, I tattoo because of him. He's the number one reason. The way he let me in, the things he showed me, and just how he handled everything, I just always knew that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. So he was your inspiration to venture into tattooing.
Huge. And sometimes people can be inspired to do something and life sets them in certain directions, but you always have that core of what you really wanted to do.
Right.
So years could pass, and I worked different jobs. I worked at the Venus for 16 years, and I still love that place.
Well, still fill in there sometimes.
I won't say no.
Venus de Milo?
Yeah, but you know what?
That's old school right there.
I'm gonna
for a long time, but I remember, I picked up, I'm gonna go help out, whatever it was.
Yeah. I opened here, and I was booked 11 and a half months, 7 days a week, and that next year, the GM Alan from the Venus, my friend, said, Audrey took a few days off around Christmas and New Year's.
Got to take a day off not to go to work.
Yeah. So, oh my God. So he calls me and he goes, Audrey, he's like, Sherry said that you had the day off on New Year's, and I'm like, oh.
That's my one day off a year.
Yeah.
But I'll come in.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm like, oh, Alan, don't do this to me. He's like, we're short staff. And when I was a kid and they hired me, I have to admit that place paid for my daughter's private school. That place, my boss, my original boss, bless his soul, Ronnie Ferris, passed away. And as far as the business end and how he treated his employees, I think I carry that to this day, where he pulled me aside one day, and he was really sick, and he knew what was going on, and he had cancer. But he always kind of took care of the ones that he really valued and that really worked well for him. And he said, you know what, kid? You're going to do something with yourself, but never count your money. He goes, always remember your clients and always remember your employees. Everything is secondary, because what you do and what you love to do, it's not about the money. That's all secondary if you treat it that way. And there was so many, everything he touched turned to gold, but it wasn't even about that with him. He was such a humble man.
Well, if you act like that, your customers are going to come back, which is going to make you money. And if you're good to your staff, I mean, you've still 16 years working there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even when you don't have to, people work more, better for you if you treat them right.
I would never call out. Absolutely not. Yeah. Every snowstorm, I would be living the furthest from everyone because it was over in Swansea. And if he called me, absolutely. It would take me an hour and a half to get there in the snowstorm, but I'd sit there all day with no tables because I couldn't say no to him, because I appreciated everything he ever did for me.
Yeah, he was a humble guy.
Yep. So even after he passed, even when Alan had called me to go back to the Venus on New Year's, I had already not been working there a few years. And I said, the microsystem changed over. I don't know what's going on. I said, here's the deal. Set up a table for my kids, because I'm spending, New Year's with the kids. I said, and just give me the overflow. I don't want to be busy. I'll fill in. So that was my day off. And I went in there, and I got to see my old friends, and they were amazing. But now, with everything going on with COVID and things being closed down, I don't know how the Venus is doing so much now, but my old boss, Ronnie's daughter, bought the Wharf Tavern in Warren, and most of the staff that we worked with, she took, and they're there.
So when do you start there?
I know. Oh, I wish. I'm not gonna lie. That was the best time.
If they listen to this, you're gonna have
Yeah,
to do
there you
shit.
go.
I know. I miss them, and that's the thing. I want to go over there.
Well, it's a good time because you're meeting on with your old friends and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that doesn't really feel like work, especially if you enjoy being around the people you don't see a lot.
Yeah, you left it. You left it there, but we were such a good, strong family. And it wasn't like restaurant drama. It was just the camaraderie there was so good, and I think it was so good because the way Ronnie conducted the business and how there was no walls up with anything. Everybody just got along really, really well, and to this day we're all still in touch with each other, and we all still have ties and touch base, and a lot of us have plans to go over there, and we all carry on with our separate lives, but we all like to get together every now and then.
Yeah, so you guys are like a family.
Yeah, it's
that's
really
good to
nice.
have that. It's important. Even with work or whatever, it's good to have that camaraderie.
It's really good. Everything you do in life, I think everything should come full circle, and it's on how you handle the business. And even when I talk about Dean or I talk about my old boss, even here with my artists here, and Dean's been sick for a little while, so he's in and out, and he can tattoo when he wants to. I have my artist Victoria. She's young. She's been licensed for a few years now, and I'm not saying this because she's here. She's amazing, and she for what she does and what she's pulled out. She's diligent, and she's quiet, and she's humble, but she's working, and she's quiet because she's busy focusing on her craft and paying mind to her own. And what she does to me is almost genius for someone her age. So like my hopes for her is using me as a stepping stool to get out there and push her forward. As far as me with the business, it's not that you get complacent as far as owning a shop. There's a lot. There's a lot to deal with, and for me as a person, I'm super grateful for this area and the people that are so supportive around here. I don't think I'll ever not be busy.
Yeah. Well, not being booked up already a year.
Yeah. No,
And you've been you've been here 6 years, and it's been like that.
Constant.
Yeah.
Constant. I don't even know what to say about it, because I opened the shop, and Rob, I'd like to say you helped me, but
We put numbers on the mailbox.
you built my desk upside
Backwards.
down. Ay, Maron. It was a good time, though.
How come this thing won't close? Oh.
You know what, though? I'm not even, honestly,
cannabis.
I'm going to say, when I renovated the shop and I was here at night, I don't even know if I've told you this, but like, I was so thankful because your sorry ass brought me out when I wouldn't leave and go in public for 4.5-5 months. And every time I went out, he was like, don't worry, the tissues are ready, because I was a hot mess. And I was crying. It was bad. It was
Really?
bad.
No, it was. And you were trying to open the shop, and we had to smell the fish.
Man, if I think about that time, and it was such a crazy time, I had plaster and paint on me, and I put a big trench coat over me because I had to present myself in front of the town hall to get the license to be able to open in this spot. And as soon as I left, I took off my hair rag, I took off my jacket. Nobody knew there was tons of paint on me. I came back here and I was painting and sanding and doing all that stuff. And I didn't shower. I'm not ashamed to admit it. It could have been days, not a whole week, but
Couple, 2, 3 days.
and I'm thankful for you, because you didn't care that I didn't shower. You just knew I was a hot mess.
All I could smell was the fix next door.
But it was the one time we went out when you're like, don't worry. No, it was a few drinks in, I think, and you were like, okay, get the tissues ready. I'm like, oh no. It was bad. It was bad. But I got through it, and it was a crazy crazy because I had, my daughter. I had my niece living with me. I had my daughter. I had my daughter's friends, and you're trying to be that support system. And there was issues with the kids where my house was kind of like the safe haven for a while. But as a single mother, when you're here, and you couldn't be more than happier because you're blessed that you're so busy, but at the same time you need that structure and that one-on-one with the kids. So it was like you see the shop, and it's pretty calming.
Absolutely.
It's set up so the kids could do their homework. They could go across the plaza to do kickboxing.
Except for that goat head right there.
But the jackalope's pretty sweet. I love that. But yeah, it was a balancing act that was just nonstop every day, and you
Still
just
is.
yeah. It's
That's
what.
life, right?
The kids are older now,
Yeah,
and
more
no one's at the
self-sufficient.
house. No one's at the house. It's wonderful. Haley moved downtown. She's living in Party Central above Bar 31, out of her mind. Every now and then when she wants a break, she'll be like, Mom, I want to come home and take a nap. So, but yeah, to even have everything going on with COVID, and when they shut down, I was eating pizza upside down on my couch watching Netflix with my dog, and I was like, this is the best life. And I never wanted to admit it because everybody was in like disarray, what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not a selfish person, but I thought Jesus was like answering my prayers. I was like, I had a break, but that got fucking
Much needed, it sounds like.
old fast. Much needed, and then it got old fast. I wanted to work again, so we'll see how everything plays out this fall. But yeah, it's been a wild ride. It really, really has. Now I think the last few years I've really embraced like just being appreciative of my clients and how the workflow has been. And there's not that chaos and not that guilt of, oh my goodness, am I home enough with the kids? But I will also say, my house is a ranch house, and I have a picture window to the kitchen table. So sometimes I would feel guilty all day, and I'd be tattooing for 12 hours a day. The first year I was open, I was going anywhere between 10 and 15 hours. And my kids were older teenagers. I would go home and I'd look at the picture window, and you'd see 7 teenagers sitting at the table, and I'd just keep driving. Like, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. I just feel like I need to decompress.
I gotta go get a Bud Light.
Oh, it's so bad. Sit at the end of the road, like, oh my gosh, I just know it's going to be hours of, just them unloading their day on me.
Oh, because once you walk in, that list is 7 from all angles.
Oh, yeah. And then, every night I have the drawings to do for the next day. So you'd be drawing, and they'd be like, Ma, listen to this. And it was, hey, listen, I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I mean, I do and I don't. It's just peaceful. Everybody got through it. They're all alive. And yeah, it's been good lately. Hence now I can sit here with you guys and drink a Bud Light.
You wouldn't be able to do that before.
No. I could do it. But Haley would be like holding your hand, playing with his beard.
Yeah.
The kids would be up your butts right now.
Yeah.
Like calling, knocking on the door. They didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids, they don't care.
No, they don't care.
Did you look up to, it was like local people for tattooing? Because I know you, drawing a blank, his name. Like his art style, or did you did you look up to like, people that were like famous, like a Sailor Jerry type?
It was crazy. So like, when we were younger, the only thing we really knew were the flashes on the wall.
Yeah.
So this is like, I've actually never said this out loud, but it's weird that I'm thinking about it now. So we would go into the tattoo shops, and you see what's on the wall, and you pick it out, and it's pretty much tracing, and you color it.
Yeah.
It was the day that Dean said to me, do you want to draw the elephant for your friend
And
Jenny?
it wasn't a flash
Right,
on the
back
wall.
in the day, there wasn't as many custom tattoos, right? It was
No.
just, you go in and
No.
you
Traditional.
choose something.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had it, yeah.
Like lettering.
There was very few. Fred Smith down in Newport was doing some really cool custom line work, and
Like
you'd
when
hear,
Tribals came out.
yeah.
You know what's crazy? In Japan, the tattoo artists choose the tattoos that you're going to get.
Really?
So if
Yep.
you go to a traditional Japanese tattoo artist like Horiyoshi or someone like that, you got to spend time with them, and that's to see if they even want to tattoo you.
And they're like
Right.
hitting you with a stick.
Yeah, that whole style. It's a mori, right? That's what it's
Yep.
called. Yeah, it's crazy. I kind of dig it because it's not everyone
It's
can get
different,
tattooed. I mean,
Yeah.
over there, most of the people tattooed are criminals, and
And a lot of people now they want
Yeah.
they want to go and they want to do that because it's respect for the culture
Yeah, absolutely.
and
I dig it.
the history of it.
yeah, no, definitely.
I have a huge amount of respect for the history of tattooing and the tattoo artists, just because I know, Buddy Motts used to build the machines for Dini and the guys around here. You couldn't order a tattoo machine online. You couldn't. There was very few men that could build machines and have them last and work the way
tuned
they
up
did.
right.
Yeah. So just knowing what they went through, and I had the honor of meeting Buddy Motts, rest his soul, and he's a legend in his own, and people would travel from everywhere, other states, to get one of his machines. I mean, he just happened to be one of Dini's best friends, so I have one of his last. He built just a few rotary machines, and he always built coil machines, but I have one of his last working rotary machines, which to me is amazing. I'm afraid to use it. I don't want to break it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's worth more than, I was lucky enough to get it, and Dini had it, and I feel blessed every day that for
You're
what
a
I
part of
saw.
history.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. There's people, and
Culture, history, and your own.
it's I was part of that transition where I got to meet them and see it and respect it. And now there's this whole new culture where it's so mainstream.
Right, I was going
and,
to ask you that actually.
Yeah, you don't need to know the fundamentals of making a coil machine or how it works. Rotary machines.
Well, you can buy them off
Yeah, exactly.
Amazon
Yeah.
with no license.
Yes, you can do a 1, 2, 3 step on how to learn how to tattoo. And
How do you feel about people that get into tattooing that aren't really necessarily artists? I know there's people now that probably make a living tattooing, but they're not artists.
do letters.
They just learn the basics and they can do certain things. But I always associated tattooing with artists.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
most of the ones I know are actually artists too.
Right,
you know,
right.
and draw or paint, whatever.
Absolutely, and I think that I have this very anybody who wants to get into tattooing, and there's a lot more now because again it's so mainstream. And there's other artists. Some people will say, "Oh, well, they're a scratcher, or they don't know what they're doing right." And people call machines guns. I can't stand that. They're a machine. A lot of tattoo artists licensed can't stand that, but and we know. And it's not until you learn. Here's the thing about it is you can't knock anybody that wants to get into it because we all started from the same place.
True. Yeah. True.
We all started from the same place and we all wanted it. Any licensed artist that says, well, they shouldn't be getting into it because they're not that good, well, who are you to say? Because at the end of the day, you were in that position and we were all never that good. We're not born tattoo artists.
That's true. Yeah.
You have to, but I do believe you have to put in your work and earn it because it's, and you don't have to. Back in the day, you go to a tattoo shop, you want to be an apprentice, you could get hazed, you would work for them for free, there was all different types of ways.
I've seen
Oh,
that.
you would be
Not
there,
that long ago.
their
Doing all
work
the
dog.
grunt work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, absolutely. Like,
Kudos to the Rhode Island Health Department because after 20 years of not having the way to get the license regulated, they now put into play as of last year. There's a program and it protects the apprentice and it protects the tattoo artist. So there was a few shops that someone would go, let's say hypothetically, I want to get an apprenticeship done. Well, sure, no problem. What you have to do is work for me and you're going to scrub down the booths, you're going to sterilize, you're going to answer the phones, you're going to make the appointments, you're going to make our stencils, you're going to draw up these pictures for me. So they would do all that. And then when it came to, I want to learn how to tattoo, the skin, bloodborne pathogens, all these things that you have to really know, the mechanics of it, things would have a falling out and then they'd leave the shop and they were screwed. A year later, they couldn't, putting in all that work. So now the health department in Rhode Island put into play, it's a program and it's about 18 months, I believe. So if an artist, say you own a shop or you want to apprentice somebody, that person getting the apprenticeship has to go to the health department. You have a plan okay, first 6 months is, you learn this. They sign off on that. If there's a falling out,
The health department signs off on it.
yep, and yourself and the person
all three.
teaching you, yep. If anything goes south, the person getting that apprentice can take, say, those 6 months and take it to another shop and say, listen, this is what I've
already
learned.
experienced 6
I'm
months in
experienced.
that.
Because let's be realistic.
And they could hire you and then as an apprentice, and then you would start from where you left off.
Exactly.
That's actually great.
Exactly. It's wonderful because not only there's some people that I have to say they learned and it may have not been the proper way, or say I'm going to throw it out there and I don't care. There's people with a license say they didn't go the proper channel and they might not know exactly everything they should know. And there's people that put in a ton of work and they got shorthanded. And it's a rough industry. And there's some people that can utilize you, but you have to be protected. And it's one of those industries where you really don't know. You might go to a tattoo artist and say, hey, I need a little help.
Well, especially when you started off as a female, it didn't help you.
Yeah. No, and me as who I am is I like to think of myself as I always had good work ethic, but I never liked going into anything not knowing exactly. And I knew that if I went anywhere, you can be a great artist. It's going to be hard to get that apprenticeship. So I had to, I did my webinars online. I tried to learn what I could. I talked to a few friends I knew that were in the industry. And even after I got licensed, I offered $2,500 up front. I offered a few thousand up front to do over the shoulders out of respect for the artist's time because I wanted to learn that style.
Mm-hmm. Wow, gotcha.
I was taught, like we talked about, the old school tradition.
Right.
If I saw a new school, my friend Joel was doing, he owned Bamboo, he was doing new school. Awesome, he's amazing, but I offered him and he was like, why don't you, if you want to just work, we could use another artist. And for me, I wanted to learn as much as I could at that time when I could. So you have to, as a person, you have to respect that they may have limited time. So you offer money and whatever your services you can do. But I was grateful. And a lot of it, too, is luckily you can learn online a lot of
Yeah, I mean, that's the advantage of technology. Nowadays, there's nothing wrong with that.
A lot of information, and it's good to have a vast knowledge from everywhere, collectively, from as much as you can, anyways. I'd like to. You can never stop learning, and there's more things I can learn now.
Technology changes all the time.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at from the stencil machines and all the printers and everything.
Absolutely.
You can blow it up quick. You don't have to
Rob,
redraw everything.
You did tattooing too. You told me a couple of stories.
Yeah,
you
I
were
tattooed myself a couple times.
How'd that work out?
Did you ever show me your leg?
What's the threesome?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you see
I've seen
everybody. Yeah. I did have a nun. I had a naked nun here. I got that covered.
But you were tattooing people, right? At one point.
Yeah.
You told me you were out in Vegas, right? Was that Vegas or
in
before
Vegas?
Vegas?
I was tattooing out of the budget suites.
Nice.
Yeah.
Underground style.
You're not going to get that covered up, are you?
What, my threesome? Absolutely not. That's no.
I wouldn't. At one point, I thought we were going to do that. I'm like, no.
That's a classic.
No, the
Yeah,
other
that's a
one, the nun I did cover.
Why'd you cover the nun?
Because it wasn't finished.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
fair enough.
I thought there was going to
No, but the only problem with the threesome.
What's the real answer to that?
Yeah. What to cover? Because it was just an outline, and what am I gonna do?
What was the nun doing?
None. She was like topless.
Oh,
How do you know she was a nun?
you definitely should have
Because
kept
that's
it.
what the flash was of.
The nun.
Yeah, the nun thing, and her
The
tits
nun
and her
thing.
tits were out, and she was holding a skull with a candle.
Yeah, only you.
And the only thing I wish I did, I wish the vaginas on the threesome, they have they're hairy vaginas. That's how old the tattoo is.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's
it's amazing, isn't it?
I forgot about that.
Oh,
Horrible.
I was at a cruise.
That's actually classic, though.
I was at a
That's
cruise,
classic. I like that. I dig that.
I was at a cruise and they love it. I was in the Bahamas and everybody's I was at Senior Frogs and they're taking my picture of my leg, all the workers. And then kids' moms don't like it when I'm like in the line at like Stop and Shop and there's like a 4-year-old like pointing. My Uncle Jerry used to like it. God rest his soul, but yeah. It's that's a good story.
That is a good story. Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely you.
Yeah.
It's you in a nutshell. Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
So how would you describe your tattoo style? What?
Oh, geez, it's funny that you asked that because I don't know.
You do a little bit of everything.
Diverse.
Yeah, I try to. You know what? So I've had artists and I've known people say, well, I don't do this and I don't do that. If I don't do it, I'm like, you can throw me filigree, mandalas, symmetry. There's certain things I love to do. And you can say, I had an artist here and he did neo-traditional and like he was a gamer and you can, sometimes I would want to be like, he would be good at this, but I would say, let me tackle it, let me learn it, let me try it, let me keep doing it because I want to learn, I want to do more of what I don't do. I'm a girl, and I'm not going to lie, I did grow up drawing skulls because I like them.
Hell yeah.
They're fucking badass.
Hell yeah.
And I was drawing skulls. I have a friend, he owns West Haven Tattoos, Greg, and him and I were pen pals before there were cell phones. And
I haven't heard the word pen pal.
Pen pal, yeah, that's an artifact.
We were legit pen pals, and my cousins JT and Ryan lived in Connecticut in Fairfield, so we would go see them once a month. They would come here once a month, so I got used to their friends. And Greg was one of them, and we would draw and write to each other and send it in the mail when we were like 12, 13, 14, and 15. And the backstory on this, which is really cool, is we would draw Lady in the Tramp, and we would draw skulls. And I'd draw a skull, and he'd send one back with a mohawk, and mine would be way better. And he started drawing, and so a few years back, he, this guy, Greg, inboxes me, he goes, do you remember me? Keep in mind, this was up until we were 16, 17, and then we stopped writing.
Yeah.
So we're now in our late 30s or mid 30s, and I said, yeah, I do remember you. Wow, you found me on Facebook. He goes, no shit, blah, blah, blah. So we start talking, and he's like, hey, guess what I'm doing? I'm like, well, I said, what are you up to now? And he's like, hey, I tattoo. I own a shop in West Haven, Connecticut. I go, that's messed up, dude. I'm a tattoo artist too. And he goes, yeah, I know.
Oh, that's cool.
Tells me this backstory. He goes, I have all your letters at my shop. He goes, I never drew anything until you and I started drawing. He goes, I had a crush on you, so I would draw back and forth with you. He goes, I started drawing after that.
That's how he learned.
Yeah.
Kinda.
He's got a friggin' picture of me at his shop and a backstory on how, and I was like, that's amazing.
That's cool.
So when you can't tattoo anyone under 18, even with parental consent in Rhode Island, but you can in Connecticut. So, sweet 16 or a tattoo from my niece, she wanted the tattoo. We drove to his shop. We were there for a solid almost 12 hours. And we made a day out of it. It was amazing. I was like, wow, this came full circle too. It was crazy. Pictures up in his booth and
the universe at work.
Yeah, the universe. I truly feel. I feel the universe always works really.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, it really does. A lot of things for me. Everything's connected. It comes full circle. It's
that's a wild story too.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
And that's what he's doing. That's nuts.
And he's an amazing.
And he still has
artist.
the damn letters.
Yeah, he still has the damn letters. Yeah, and well, it's crazy. He goes, I know I'm tattooing your niece, but bring your machine with you. I just want something. So he had this picture that I drew. It was of a girl when I was like 16. He goes, I want this tattooed on me exactly the way you drew it. I'm like, I can't do that. That fucking drawing looks like shit. I was like, the nose was like an L. I was like, her hair was a bad perm. I was like, I am not doing this on you.
I think I'm a perm with a threesome, actually. I think this one, stripper spinning records, that's a perm, right?
Oh,
yes,
God, it is a perm. Well, actually, that's not a bad tattoo. How old is that?
Ronnie did that. When I worked at Balloons, I was probably 8. I don't know what's old, 18.
You see those lines, though?
He drew this on me with a marker. He's just
But those lines are still solid. That looks good. It still looks good. That's amazing.
I wish I had lighter skin. I'd be able to see him better. Maybe not, actually.
No, I wish. It's good you have dark skin so no one can see what you actually have.
Everybody called this
People
the
will be
junkyard. Oh, look at this junkyard.
I can't. Oh my Lord. But yeah, no. So I ended up tattooing the exact ugly face that I drew when I was 16 on him, and it was pretty epic. It meant a lot to me that like he had gone through that and had like my backstory in the letters there. So, that you never know what you can do for or what impression you leave on someone, and
And you didn't talk to him for years.
Years.
He's been thinking about you the whole time he found you.
Yeah, right. Might be a little creepy. I don't know.
Well, my picture was up in the middle of the booth. It was kind of
the shrine.
Yeah, the shrine with
It
a
almost
candle.
sounds like a movie situation.
Yeah, right.
What's that movie?
A movie gone
What's that
bad
movie
now.
with Tom Hanks there? And he's Sleepless in Seattle, where he's writing what's her name back and forth.
Meg Ryan.
Yeah, Meg
I
Ryan.
don't think I've ever seen that.
I don't know. It's one of those movies.
I think you know it. You've watched it.
Every day. What do you mean?
Yeah, no, it is one of those things that are just super cool. It was, and to see it. Oh, so when we went into his shop, which is badass, by the way, I'm watching these artists go back and forth, and I see this chick with this massive chest piece, and I'm going, oh my God. His artist was this freaking artist I've been following for years, badass artist. I'm like, to me, it was like, oh my God, she works here. So it's like, it's, I feel like it sounds crazy, but I feel like everything's kind of connected a certain way.
Yeah.
More than we think, It's, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, for every different aspect, even how you got into it and back with the shop next door.
Yeah.
And now this guy opened one and he didn't. That's definitely a good story.
Yeah. I'm my little I call her Benjamin Button, Victoria. She's like 25 going on 90. So she's the mature
Old soul.
one.
Yeah, she is. She's the mature one of us. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. She just ensures my spot in a cushion.
How long has she been here for?
A few years. She sat here for a while. It was kind of Joelle apprenticed her, but
She also did a lot on her own, just learning and just she's got this thing where she just, I don't even know how she does it, but she studies a lot and she's got a very fluid style to her, and she don't say anything and she acts like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I know she's going home, she's doing her work. I know she's very
dedicated.
Hugely. I just know she is. And
he did that. But when she came here, I said, I don't know, like how this is going to work out. I didn't want to babysit anybody as far as doing not babysit, but I don't even have time to do an apprenticeship for anyone. I don't have time.
Yeah.
I barely take showers. I shouldn't have just said that, but whatever. It is what it is.
Everyone knows.
Who cares? Just give me a box of tissues and no showers.
It'll be fine.
I save on razors. Not buying razors, but yeah. So
Wash yourself in your tears. It's all right.
That's what I did. That was a bad time. But so she comes in and she's, you think, this kid's younger.
And that could go one of two ways too.
Big time. Nah, she's a smart ass and she's amazing. I fell in love with her. She's a great person, and she holds a lot. And the thing is, my reason being for her here too was like I was overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed a lot, but she has a way with handling the clients the best she can, and she was answering the shop page for me, and she took
So weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
So you can breathe for a minute.
Yeah, and the best I can do is just try to I'm older, I have kids, I'm grateful, everyone's super supportive, but I seeing how amazing she is and the way she handles things, to push her out there would be the best thing ever. Like, and not just, there's so many hidden gems that yet need to be seen. So, you know, everything will come full circle. Everything will work.
What's your favorite thing to tattoo or style?
Skulls, no.
Yeah, I mean that's perfectly fine. The skulls are great.
My client that you saw the picture that just left here, Seth.
Yeah.
He's like, just give me skulls, Lord. He'll sit all day long. 10 hours. If he works a lot, but if he has like a day off, it's just, let me just sit there and he's happy with skulls.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I met him a couple times.
yeah, he knows you. He's got great skin. And he'll joke the whole time. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think he has nerve damage because he doesn't feel anything at all. It's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, no. The before that picture, the anglerfish.
Mm-hmm.
We did both sides of his ribs in
Nothing.
one shot all day. Yeah, he just sat there telling jokes the whole time.
The skin's good, so it sucks it up like you're just drawing on a marker.
Yeah, I don't know if it's nerve damage, brain damage, whatever. But yeah, my favorite thing.
You know, it's funny. I take my damn time, and that's probably how I lost my life. You were going to bring up the rings that I used to make.
Yeah.
Everybody that knows me knows how I used to make the rings, but I would start with one ring at midnight, and the birds would be chirping at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'd have only one ring done. But you bet your ass there was 50 to 70 pieces from, you know, Elgin watches, gears, and things, and I had a way, and I still won't tell anyone the glue and the stuff I used to make the rings hold. But intricate, tiny. Every artist says, "Oh, make it larger because it's going to get muddy down the road." I do believe in that to an extent, but if I can spend time on things and put as much detail and use tiny little liners, you know, not thick liners, and I don't know, I kind of get lost in the tattoo, so it doesn't matter how much time I put into it. I do like detailed work, and I do like anything symmetrical stuff, mandalas, just there's a lot of things that I've been thinking about this year for myself because it's been so laid back and I've really been embracing a lot of my, I'd like to say free time, it's not, but a lot of the, you know, no kid drama, but there's a few different styles that I'm looking to get into this year that I've been focusing on learning more of, so.
Is there anything you won't tattoo? Like someone comes to you with something, or? Because I got friends that there's things that they might not, they might reject.
It is amazing to me.
Like your first face tattoo?
Yeah. Like some kid comes in with no tattoos and says, "Hey, can you tattoo my face?"
It's a butterfly or something.
Why? I won't do it. And I don't care.
Teardrop?
If you,
Yeah, a teardrop.
And every artist has a preference. I won't do it. If you, and I am not going to care. I don't feel any which way about that. I just won't do it.
Yeah.
If you're 18, you're 19, you want to face it, I just won't do it.
So don't come here for face tattoos.
Go somewhere else.
And not your first tattoo.
Well, you
If
would
have
do you would do a
sleeves
face tattoo if it was, you know, something.
You know what? At the end of the day, it's funny because I'm a mother, and listen, this area. I've had kids that accept me or friend request me on their fake Instagram. Their parents have come in and said, "Hey, can I see my kid's Instagram? Because I'm blocked from it." Every child, 18-year-olds forget I'm a mom too.
Yeah.
And I have
You're the cool mom, though.
Ask my daughter that. She'll be like, she's so not cool. Said, "Mom, I'm changing my name because it's Haley Jean, and people are asking me to book appointments."
Shout out to Haley Jean. Huh?
I'm like, oh man, you know, but it's out of, listen, I wouldn't want my daughter's face tattooed at 18, and until you have a career, these kids see it. There's some kids that see it, and it looks like it's more accepted now, and
right.
I sound a little more, you know, what's the word?
Conservative.
Yeah, conservative, just saying this.
It's almost normal now.
Yeah, it is almost normal. But you know what? It's my business. I get to pick and choose what I want to do. And I don't want to.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and you know what? Because at the end
And
of
they'll
the day,
probably thank you for it later.
Yeah,
That might be
yeah.
cunty at the moment, but
You know, and even with the hand, it's like, oh, I'm so against. If you're coming to me for a hand tattoo and you have no tattoos or you don't have your sleeve done, I'm just like, why? You're gonna look.
well, I made that mistake. I got 2 shitty hand tattoos, and then I got them half lasered off.
Wait, did you have your sleeves?
I had a bunch of tattoos, yeah, but this was still not as many.
Not.
No, and I got it done in a basement. Like I got some done.
Light now, yeah.
Oh, I got that. This one lasered, both of them. But it said 7 days and 7 cents. Like
Did
that's
you get
wasn't.
that lasered since I've seen you?
Yeah,
I was gonna say that looks so much lighter.
yeah. Once this shit hurts like a motherfucker.
Are you gonna get it completely off?
I think it's no. I mean, this one I might laser again, but this is so old that I could just go over.
Well,
was gonna go over both
I got
of
the
them.
plug for tattoo removal, so let me know.
Yeah, it's light enough. It's light enough to go over.
Wait, but so you're doing it to get rid of it, or are you gonna do
No,
it with your hand?
no, I would get it done again.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah,
say,
at this point.
you don't need to get any further than that.
Yeah.
No, that's light enough.
Yeah, it's light. It's old. That's real old
That's
anyway.
the wonderful thing about laser removal. You don't.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like.
I could laser this whole arm.
Yeah.
New skin laser
No,
removal.
no,
Shout out to
that
Big
doesn't
Truth.
look bad. That arm doesn't look bad, honestly, bro. It's not bad. I mean, it's a work in progress. I don't know what those dots are over there on the inside of your forearm, but
Yeah.
it's like a Band-Aid. No, right there.
I know. We covered some. Remember?
What is all that? What are those dots?
Just dots.
They're like Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't put past you getting. It's always some story to your shit.
Yeah.
And then even now, I can't even look at your elbow now because I just saw something else. What
What?
the hell is that?
What?
This! What is that?
You tattooed it.
No, I didn't!
You did
No,
that.
not that shit.
That was the Italian flag
The
with the.
girly drink. Yeah, oh, okay. Now I see the green. Oh, you want nuts. Oh,
So, what's the craziest tattoo you've done?
Me?
No, her, Audrey.
I did my cousin, my
Well,
buddy,
not you. Yeah, what's the craziest tattoo you've done?
my buddy Chris Gomes' aunt. I did it at her house, and I did a Mexican guy. I had to shave her vagina here, and I tattooed a guy pushing a lawnmower.
That's amazing. That's, can we get a
Chris Gomes?
Can we get a picture of that?
I don't know. I gotta ask his aunt.
That's amazing.
I think I even put a hat on him. I don't even know.
Wait, it was on.
It was like a stick figure guy pushing a lawnmower, and I swear to God, swear to God,
Would you let Rob come work here?
yeah, sweeping the floors.
Yeah, no, he could totally be the door guy.
I can sit here. I can answer the phone.
Nobody answers the phone here.
I got perfect. That's my.
Even better.
There could be like 8 people in here. Nobody moves. Nobody even says the phone's ringing. Anyone who comes in here knows I don't answer because it's telemarketers.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And if they do call for a tattoo, they go, "Hey, is Haley Jean there?" And we don't know she doesn't tattoo. And you no, she's not here right now. So
They call for her,
yeah,
not
they
for you.
call her. Is Haley Jean there? We had some guy. It was hilarious, and I was telling my daughter about it. And Victoria was here, and some guy comes in on his motorcycle, and I'm tattooing, and I can see from my booth where that mirror is. Anyone that comes in here, never saw this guy before in my life. And he goes, "Hey, I'm looking for Haley Jean." So they're like, she's not here. He goes, "Oh, she's my cousin."
It's weird.
And I'm thinking, yeah, no, she's not. No, she's not. But you want a tattoo? No, she's not. It's weird how people are, and I'm like, yeah, no.
People do that to me at the bar, at the club. If I happen to be sitting watching the door, someone will come in and say, "Oh, they want to wait, get a cover free or something." "Oh, I'm here to see Rob." I'm like, "Well, I'm Rob, so get the fuck out." Yeah. Oh, that happens a lot.
They do that? No shit.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, because they just know my name, that I work there and I've been there for a long time. So they'll come in and I just happen to be covering. "Hey, yeah, Rob said I'm good." I'm like, "Oh,
What?
really?" Because that's me. So get the fuck out. Yeah.
Wow.
Usually, if they're doing that, it's only going to be a headache for me to deal with later on anyway.
That's got to be annoying.
So what did the guy end up doing that came here?
All we do when anyone uses Haley's name, even Ivy answers the phone, she's just not in right now.
Yeah.
She probably will never be. They don't know that.
Yeah.
They go. So whatever they were trying, it's silly. And I don't say like, I'm I have to say, and I'm not, I'm blessed. I have the best clients. It's hard for me to take new clients. I haven't really taken, since 2020, 4 new clients.
Wow.
My clients,
That's crazy.
they're all regulars. They all come back. I know them very well. They're amazing. They're all dysfunctional because they want to keep coming back consistently. So they're all awesome, and they have, everybody has a great story and a backstory, but it's
Once you fill somebody up, you have to get one new person.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that. What are you going to do when they're completely...
they're never going to be done. It's
No.
like they're never going to be done. Seth, the one that today, he has one left leg and he's kind of getting depressed about it. And I'm like,
Get into the bottom of his feet or
one
something.
thing he said to me was, I wish I lived in Chernobyl so I could grow body limbs. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, his wife is amazing. God bless her. He just has skulls everywhere. So, but, I can't even, the way my clients are is, to me, I feel there's no way anybody could be as grateful as I am, because I've been blessed, and I don't even know like how this happened or why.
You were an annoying little kid.
It paid off. It paid off, though.
I was an annoying little fucker, and sometimes they want to get out of my
Squeaky
shit.
wheel gets the grease.
Yeah. And that's why I like it where we are, and I know you've never been here, but pulling into this parking lot, some people can't find it. That's okay.
Yeah, it's kind of heading off to the side of the road.
I like it quiet. I'm simple. I don't want to be out there everywhere on social media, because I'm very happy with what I have, and I'm grateful. And if I can take new clients, of course I'm going to want to try to take them. I have a way of, I just want to make everyone, it's hard for me to say no individually to people. That's why I had to say, I'm capped off for 2021 because I want to give myself a breather. And
Well, if you say yes, if you keep saying yes, it's going to be we'll be booked for 3 freaking years.
But at the same time, it's for the clients, because if I do see myself booked out for so long, I know now to set myself back, because you don't want it to be a production line, and you don't want it to be robotic, and you want to have inspiration. You want to have that breather so you can wake up and be so excited to do every tattoo you're doing. I don't want to feel like, there's that catch-22 where I can't even be in a relationship. I choose not to, because I want to, if I want to pick a relationship and my job, I'm going to pick the job.
Fair enough.
This has never loved me so much, and it's never failed me. And
You're in a relationship with your job.
Exactly. Yeah.
and I'm not going to lie. It can be stressful, but it's one of the most thankful jobs anyone can have.
And you have mostly everybody that you know. You have returning clients
doing
for
what you
years
love.
and years and years.
And
And you have friendships with the people, so it's not like it's easy. The time goes by, you're having fun.
Yeah. And this artist, some of the best artists I knew dropped off in these unfortunate situations and stuff. I have to keep telling myself, it's almost like a relationship. If you water it and you're diligent with it, then that's where the green grass is, and you have to pay attention to it. And every day is like the first tattoo you ever did, and sterilization and preparing everything has to be reset every day.
Yeah, and when you go home, you still have to work.
Yeah. Music, same thing.
4 or 5 in the morning. But you wake up and you have to love it all over again. So, I do, and I sound like such a loser because I do want a life. But at the same time, that's where I capped it off. And there's that balance. Like, you have to have time to yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? People will drop off. The friends that say, oh, where have you been? What are you doing? You haven't been around. Your true friends and your solid friends, which I am thankful to have. They're always going to be there. They're always going to understand your hustle and why you grind so much. And they've seen your backstory, and they've been with you through all the years, and they're super supportive. So, every day I'm like, damn, I'm blessed.
Oh, yeah.
Every day.
What more can you ask for?
Nothing.
That's the greatest life you can live, right?
To to never be.
Do exactly what you love.
No more for a vaccine, or even though I'm not going to take the vaccine, but
Yeah, yeah.
as long as it's out there for people to
Yeah.
take.
Yeah.
Right, so things for return.
can open back
But
up.
you're busy though, regardless of COVID or not. It sounds like you're.
Yeah, you know what? It's also, and I chalk it up to like it's like the hidden gem with everything.
How long were the tattoo parlors actually closed for in Rhode Island?
About 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 3 months. Mid-March towards the end.
COVID actually helped you then. It could help you breathe a little bit.
Yeah, you got a vacation.
You could eat pizza upside down on the couch.
Upside down with Poppy on the couch. My little Poppy. I got him a Poppy pouch. We went everywhere together. My mother was like, "You can't bring him into Home Depot and Stop and Shop." I was like, "Really?" Because no one says anything to me. I don't know if I look like the crazy lady with the dog with the mask on, but.
Well, Rob carries around ferrets, so don't feel bad.
Yes, I have 3.
I was tattooing Crystal the other day.
Yeah, I seen what are you doing? Like her back, right?
Yeah, the Medusa.
Yeah.
Wait till I tell you. I can't say it right now because it's a secret, but
Yeah.
her back's going to be wicked epic.
That's what she said on my Facebook post.
Yeah, it's going to be so awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be like, we just had this, it's pretty epic. But she goes, yeah, have you seen Bob's ferrets? I'm like, what?
Yeah, 3 of them.
Shout out to Taz, Diego, little mama.
Since when?
Maybe 2 years now. I've had them before in the past, not these obviously, but I got Diego, and then maybe 6 months later, I got Taz, and then I used to bring Diego to the club, and because I had a room upstairs, so I would stay over, and when I'm working, so I don't have to commute back and forth, so I'd bring him with me. And, some of the girls would see him, and one of the girls, she was young, 18, and she says, "Oh, I'm going to get one." And I was like, "I don't think it's a good idea. It's not for everybody, And mine are free roam, so they just run around all the time. And, yeah.
Cage and all?
My kids at my aunt's house, so if she babysits.
So where do they sleep?
In bed. They sleep. I have under the bed.
In your pillow and stuff?
They burrow. And I literally have probably 5 beds for them anyway, like scattered around in ball pits and tunnels, and they're spoiled, to say the least.
Diego steals shit. He steals weed.
Yeah, actually, actually, it's funny because a buddy of mine, he came over and he wanted to smoke, whatever, so I gave him a bag, take home with him, but he left his bike vest, and I seen him put it in his pocket. And then I took all of his stuff because he went upstairs and he was like sleeping or whatever. So I put it up on top of the stairs, and he's asking like, "Hey, where's that bag?" I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, it wasn't on the bed, and I seen you put it in the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's only one thing I could think of. And Diego hides stuff at one spot, and sure as shit, the fucking bag of weed was there. Swear to God.
They don't eat it, do they?
No, they just steal stuff. They eat
just
like
collect it,
Taz does. Taz is fat.
Taz eats everything.
Taz likes beer. Taz.
What?
Yeah, they're nuts.
And
then little mama, she was the one the girl didn't dance under buying her, and she was like, "I can't do this, it's too much." So she just rescued her. She gave her to me, and she's been running around with the boys ever since. But it's fun. They all get along.
Yeah, well, that's good that you have 3 because
yeah, that's why I bought Taz, because Diego was just like, at one point he was just sleep. I mean, he sleeps a lot anyway. Taz is like more like a puppy kind of. He's like up
so
and about.
awesome.
Yeah, they're nuts.
I love that.
Yeah, they're nuts.
I love that.
Climb on everything.
We just went down a ferret hole instead of a rabbit hole.
Yeah, literally. Actually, ferrets do go down rabbit holes.
Well, what we need to do is they do actually.
Give us like that.
No, here we go.
No, but in the wild, ferrets, they used to hunt, chase rabbits, yeah.
And whatever catchers grab them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're nuts.
That's
They're definitely funny.
Well, it's. I'm so glad you guys are doing this.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
It's different, but you know what?
Thank you, COVID.
Well, here's the thing. This is why I like that you guys are doing this. It's because with where I knew that when you reached out and when we were talking about the businesses right now.
They need more promotions, kind of like helping. And
it's amazing that you. Well, I think about things a lot. That's why I don't sleep.
Me too.
But,
Fair enough.
well, yeah, him same way.
But I think it's just the way I know you, Rob. It's like you've always been in the industry, like knowing people and connections with everything. And I mean, even when I was getting out of here late, I knew if I hung out with you, there was a chance I could stay out way past closing time at a bar somewhere.
And this is true.
Like, because I was here till 5 a.m, and I was like, all right, yeah, I'll go out around 1 a.m. And it was good, but I think like places like that hustle and that need that, it's been a trying time. It's been a hard time, and I work hard enough to think, oh, I'm never going to worry. You know, you always got your nest egg. My nest egg was gone. We didn't get loans. And you know, as a business owner, the unemployment, which I'm so stuck with, never getting help from anybody. It took me 6 weeks. I didn't even get any back pay. It paid for the rent and the insurance and the biohazard, my mortgage, everything. And you're hustling, and I know in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to do things to keep me busy. And I was painting everything, my sheds, my house, the front of here, changing around the back. And I was like, you know what? You get nervous because you see everything you save so diligently for dwindling. But as an owner that's had to hustle with all the businesses that in the industry, you just know you're going to make it through. I know a few didn't, and they were good souls, and it's been it's been a crazy time. This is one of the craziest times that we've all lived through, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, I'm pretty fucking resilient. And you know, I was on the phone a lot, texting me and Jesus from East Providence Tattoo. He is a solid motherfucker. And we went back and forth, and Jesus had renovated his shop before COVID happened. And I was renovating my bathroom. I was ready after 20-something years with the house, with the kids. I saved money for 3 years straight to renovate the kitchen. And I was like, damn, thank God I didn't renovate before COVID.
All right.
Yeah.
But and we were going back and forth trying to find certified stuff. Everybody was on tattooing after COVID. It was a site like what we need for regulations, and you know, everything was so scarce and prices were up, and it was like, what can we get for a cheaper price and certified, and going back and forth, and we had to support each other. And you know, there's a lot of people in this industry, and I pay attention to my own, and I pay attention to what I do and my clients, so I'm not out there trying to find out what everybody else is doing. But as far as the people I know that are solid in the corner, we have to support them. Like Jesus is like one of the he pushes people. When you ask me about people getting into the business, he's that backbone that will try to push people forward getting into the industry. And just, you know, you need a support group.
Yeah.
And even with what you guys are doing, I think it's a lot of people are going to be grateful for it this time, because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. That's true.
And we don't, and I'm telling you right now, business owners are worried, because I've been sitting here for 3 months just waiting to see what's going to happen with the schools opening, and waiting to see what's going to happen.
We've been waiting for 6 months to see what's going on. We're not even open yet.
Yeah.
I haven't worked since March, so
Damn.
I know how it is.
And I'm in Mass, so Mass is
me
like
too.
worse.
Yeah. And I honestly couldn't have picked you guys, just the way you are,
Yeah.
and even with what you're doing. You guys couldn't have picked a better thing to do right now, and it's
And the podcast stuff's like kind of picking up too. Like a lot of people are listening to it. I mean, and we're doing all local people in like New England for the most part, and
Yeah.
business owners, whatever, bike shops or tattoo paws, restaurants,
Yeah.
local artists. We just did Jared at the legendary boxing gym. It's all stuff like that.
Awesome
We got it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We plan to take it international, though.
Yeah.
That's the
Awesome
plan.
stuff. Awesome.
But there you have it, a true and living perspective of what's going on right now from a small business owner. I think that's important for people to hear, so they can get a real grasp of how society and business is affected right now through this whole thing.
And you don't even know when it's gonna
No, I
go
mean, who
back
knows?
to normal. If there is a normal.
If there is a normal, this could be the new normal,
I
unfortunately.
hope not. As
I
long
don't
as they
think
get
so.
rid of the
I don't think
masks.
so personally, but
After the election.
it's going to be a while. Well, yeah, you have that
I have
that theory that it's
Yeah.
going to return, but I don't. I think it's going to be until they come out with the
So
vaccine.
they give you a microchip.
Yeah, a microchip.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm sure there's someone listening right now.
Yeah, and it's a strong perspective, because
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at figuring out how to finance and figure out my situation, and it's so we've been open 3 months. June, July, August, going into September. And I have no problems working every day because in the back of my mind is I'm saving up for the apocalypse.
Yeah, now.
You know?
Well, the apocalypse
And if
might,
not, then you can remodel the kitchen.
this might be the apocalypse. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, no, that's it.
Yeah.
Either way, we're all in the ride together.
Absolutely.
We really are in the ride together, and that's really what I love about what you guys. But it's 2020, man.
Crazy.
Fuck.
They shut the whole year down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Kids-
Halloween.
Yeah.
No Halloween.
No Halloween.
Not gonna happen.
The place not even back to school. The kids just went back to school.
No Christmas.
The kids they
Oh,
got.
man.
I don't care. Good.
Yeah, bah humbug.
Bah humbug.
Ruin everything. Oh man. Hey, you know what? Thanksgiving. If there's no Thanksgiving, that's okay.
You don't like Thanksgiving?
Well, I do, but I don't
I like the
my
food.
family. No, like,
I like the food, man. You know.
I love my family, but yeah, no, but you love the food. But
Yeah.
how much weight did we all gain from this whole shutdown?
I don't know, Robbie. I know you gained weight.
Yeah,
No, he doesn't look like he gained any weight.
not really.
When's the last time you seen him before today?
Well, it's been a while, but
Yeah.
no.
I didn't really gain weight. I weigh the same.
Yeah, you don't look any. No.
Just I don't take steroids
You got
anymore.
the go-getters that come into the shop and they're like, so like we just decided to work out every day and we lost like 25 pounds. I'm like, fuck you guys. Like, I live on my on my chair for a living. I shouldn't be this size and look like a morbidly obese person's ass right now.
Just eating pizza,
Yeah.
sitting in a chair.
Sitting in a chair, washing my life away. Above lights.
When you cry, it makes you lose weight.
I'm gonna try to. Oh well, I did open the shop at 96 pounds.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was.
96 pounds is
That
not
was
good.
my real apocalypse. I do. You did get me through it because I just was like tunnel vision, isolate myself, and you definitely.
Yeah, it was it was definitely nuts back
You were
then.
my comic relief, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I can do what I can.
Yeah.
Just
Higher
eat,
not.
give me some edibles, and I'll just sit here and fall asleep.
No, it was a good time. It was a good time.
What else, Chrissy?
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think I'm good.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well,
That
you
was
guys
great. That
have
was
it. Yeah. Great.
Great interview.
So Audrey Mello, Haley Jeans Tattoo Studio, 208 Gooding Ave, Bristol, Rhode Island. I'd give you the number, but she's not going to answer the phone.
Haley Jean is not here. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Jean.
Check her on Facebook, Instagram, Audrey Mello 1. And I guess that's it.
you, guys.
Time for
All
another
right, thank
Bud
you.
Light.
That was great.
Yes.
Binding, thank you.